Love the jacket. Thank you. Thank you very much, Michael. Appreciate the compliments. 30 seconds. Thanks for earlier, everyone. No, it was great fun. It's great fun watching you, which... Happy 7th anniversary. Yes, Dread. Here we go. What's this? Hooks. Big hooks, these. Comics are coming soon, aren't they? A week. Be ready.
Hello, good
Luke.
people of the fog. Welcome
Legends.
once again to Dead by Daylight's anniversary. 7 years later. So having been here from the start, it's kind of special, and I'm extremely proud to be here once more to celebrate this momentous
Do you need
occasion
it turned
with all of
up?
you. We have quite a lot of really thrilling things to, show
Two
you
legends
for
there.
the next year and beyond. We're going to talk about quite a lot of them today. To tell you all about it, I'd like to introduce you to my friend Eric here. But before, I also have quite a big surprise that I'm not gonna spill just yet, but stick around, and we have something that you don't expect.
Always such a tease. Thank you, Matt, for the intro. Hey, my name is Eric Pope. I'm the community director here at Behavior. I've been here a little over a year now, and in that time, I've been really blown away by the passion of the DBD player community. It's really something special.
They're awesome.
They are, and we take it really seriously. We don't take it for granted. And kind of along those lines, for me being here representing how we speak to our community, I just wanted you to know that we've actually taken the past year to expand our reach. We also have expanded where we are connecting with our players, because the players at the center of everything that we're doing. We want to be in more places to hear your feedback on all of the things that we're doing. So we're now in the Xbox official clubs. We're now on PlayStation News. We're talking on Steam forums. We're even getting more involved back on the Reddit with the moderators there. There'll be more AMAs coming up from the team, and even live streams like you're seeing right now. We want to make more regular again. So look forward to all of that coming over the next year. Now, I think I couldn't forget the most important platform of them all. No joking aside, all joking aside. Actually, today we are launching our TikTok channel as well. We found that there's actually a really thriving DBD community on TikTok, and we want to be there talking to you, creating fun content with you. So we're really happy to be there now. But I think we should move on with the show itself. Did you know, Matt, that over the 7 years, there's been over 1.8 billion trials?
What?
Yes, billion with a B.
1.8 billion trials.
DBD's not slowing down at all.
We wouldn't know how.
No, we wouldn't. And we
With the whole room. It does look cozy, doesn't
let's
it?
talk through what you're going to see today. We're going to kick things
I'm
off
afraid to
with
talk
year
because
8
I want you
roadmap.
to hear
We're gonna show
everything.
you everything that's coming across the year to DBD. Following that, we're going to take you through the reveal of our next chapter, which is some incredible original stuff you're not going to want to miss. After that, we've got gameplay updates. After that, we've got quality of life updates. And then
I'm okay to
a
speak.
new segment has come to the show. This is actually something
Okay,
that's
then.
really cool. We're going to take you beyond the core game of DBD to show you how we're expanding
Please
to other places and in other ways that you might not be expecting.
Very exciting.
Very exciting. Speaking of exciting, we have new cosmetics to reveal as well.
Shut up,
that
chair.
I think are going to surprise people. I'm so psyched about those. And we're going to round it out with news about the in-game 7th anniversary event, which is better than ever, actually. It's going to be a really exciting one this year. And of course, as Matt mentioned, you do want to stick around for whatever he's hiding, because
Chair is very
you know
excited.
It is, and it's incredible.
Can't tell them.
No, I can't tell you as much as I would like to. So thank you so much for joining us. Sit back, relax. We've got a great show. And now I think we should get on to it.
Enjoy.
Epic. Pure
Hello
epicness.
everyone and welcome to the roadmap segment of this 7th year anniversary stream for Dead by Daylight. I'm Stéphane Beauchamp, head of production.
And I'm Justin Brown, product director.
All the settings
We're
you're gonna
really
have
glad
that
to
with
be
the
here
furniture
celebrating
stuff.
Another amazing year of Dead by Daylight with you.
Today in this segment, we'll have a look at our upcoming pillars for year 8, as well as our chapters plans and the archives and tomes updates that we have planned for the year. Before going any further, I do want to take a brief moment to give a big shout out to the amazing team that's been working on the game for the past years. They put amazing effort and dedication into that, and
Yeah,
really allow
big
us
props
to
to
get
the
to stage
team.
it is today. It's
They
just
worked amazingly hard.
absolutely amazing and a pleasure to work with the entire team.
Agreed.
Over the past year, we've put out 2
Hi, Mark, how are you
particularly
doing?
interesting chapters, I feel, amongst others.
Thank you, Mark, for the kind words.
But first, Forge and Fog has allowed us to tap into a new theme which we've never really had a chance to before. Medieval, which is something
Hope
we
you're doing
hadn't
well, Mark.
explored. So our first foray into that and how that ties into the horror teams and all, that was very interesting to navigate. And the second one, for the first
Big
time,
love to
we
Beata.
have released a first ever sequel to a licensed chapter in Resident Evil Project W. Such a great and cool addition to the game, I think.
That was a great
bringing in
chapter.
A lot of characters people
Very good chapter.
love, and they have been really fun to play with ourselves.
Absolutely. Wesker was so well done, one of my favorite killers to play, personally. And it was right around the time that he released that we also did the Prestige update, making it easier than
The
ever
Wiggles.
for you to sort of unlock all of your perks throughout all of your characters. We also, shortly after the Prestige update, reduced the blood point total or cost in the blood web for all items. We followed that up with bots, survivor bots specifically, in custom matches, which was super useful. Practice your killer in a custom match. It's awesome. We did 2 important quality of life updates.
How long is the
to
event?
archives,
Probably
one being the
probably an
ability
hour
to
or so.
Select quest per role, and then the second, just that in-game toast notification so you can track progress in a match, which is ever so helpful. And then last but not least, last year we said we were going to make our events bigger and better, and we feel like we really delivered that with last year's Halloween.
Yeah, they
Probably
did.
the biggest, best event we've done in Dead by Daylight to date.
Absolutely.
Now, switching gears, we're going to give you guys a first peek at the upcoming content you can expect us to release throughout this next year. First and foremost, of course, there are going to be, again, 4 new chapters that include killers. But in a strange
Halloween
twist,
Bunny Fang,
what you
though?
will notice on the
Might
graphic
get her this
today
year.
is that there are also 2 survivor-only chapters being released in this next year.
A lot to unpack, changing the pace a little bit, but it's not straying too far away from what we've been used to over the past. As is tradition, we will be actually taking a peek at the next upcoming chapter, an original one in a segment that follows very shortly after
So
this
2
one.
survivor only
Again,
chapters.
we're exploring another team we really haven't had the chance
No,
to in
it's-
the past.
you
so
can
that's
already
pretty
hear,
exciting,
people
both
complain
in
on
terms
Twitter.
Of the characters and the team we're exploring with it. The next 2 killers that will follow after
Nicolas.
that are going to be licensed, and I would say licensed with a big L if I can. Really iconic
Nicolas
additions
Cage.
to the game. Extremely excited to be able to talk a little bit more about that. Unfortunately, a little too early today to be able to do that. We've started to play with them a little bit internally and seeing how the characters are going to shape up, and it's pretty exciting to actually have those additions to the game.
Yes.
So more to come later this year. In addition to that, moving away from the chapters, we will also have 4 new tomes added to the game throughout the year, as we usually have over the past years. So, moving away from our chapters and archives, we'll now deep dive into the 4 pillars that compose the roadmap for the year. And as players will see, they're a continuity from what we've been doing over the last years.
Of course, and though the pillars might look the same, the projects we work on under each pillar changes.
Mark says
year
you're
to year.
getting Alien and Predator.
The first pillar is something we've
I
already
want
talked
Alien.
about. Events evolution, we're calling this pillar. We do plan on taking our 4 sort of pillar events and making them even bigger, even better than they have been in the past, including last year's Halloween, which we plan on sort of one-upping again this year. But in addition to those 4 pillar events, we're also going to look at adding a few more smaller events spread throughout the year.
We need to POs
For
again.
those of you who have been with us for a long time,
It's
you might
tough to say
already
that
know
movie,
the
it
smell
looks
of
hilarious.
barbecue is in the game. I know you love barbecue.
Love barbecue.
We all do. For those of you who don't, well, you'll get to see it very shortly. But really, the goal is to give you more to play with at all times in the game and something to work towards too. Second pillar is trust and security, which is more important to us than ever in Dead by Daylight. This pillar both reflects the systems that we're putting in place to make the game more secure, but also the way we're communicating with our players. The first one, the former of those, we're really excited to say that we're about to launch a vulnerabilities disclosure program, which will allow us to work with people in the wild to report potential threats.
That you get
about the
Jocko, it's
game,
going to be
about
good
our
this way.
servers,
Get
etc.,
Jocko, the guy.
and really facilitate
Todd.
us closing those potential weaknesses that we knew or did not know about within the game. So very, very excited to launch this. This is going to be coming up in the near future, so you can stay tuned for more info about that.
Yes, I'm super excited for when we're able to share a little bit more information with everybody about that initiative. Next up, we're also going to be looking at revamping our sort of streaming strategy. We want to make sure that we're able to communicate with you, our players, more often, offer a higher level of transparency, discuss sort of updates and the progress on a lot of the features and initiatives we're going to be announcing and talking about throughout this stream today. We plan on doing that by doing live streams more consistently to celebrate, new chapter releases, large key beats, and generally just being in contact with you, our community, consistently throughout the year.
More streams.
One of those topics is very likely to be our next pillar, which is life balance, a topic that's, very dear to us. It's something I spend a lot of time thinking about and worrying about.
To do a Five Nights at Freddy's killer to coincide with the release of the movie. Apparently that's rumored. A lot of fans have been asking for Five Nights at Freddy's.
We'll have Nat and Jeff coming up in a future
Killer.
segment and talk about what type of projects we have planned for the coming months on that specifically.
Awesome.
Very excited, very important for us, and we know how dear to the community's heart this also is. A pretty hot topic in general, I would say. Last but not least, quality of life is a staple pillar on which we have continuously worked throughout the years, and this is all about the UI and feature improvements we make to the game as a more general type of thing. One improvement we did last year was the Survivor HUD, which facilitates exchange and communication between players, even if they're not talking with each other directly, to make sure you can always make a better decision as a survivor when you're playing the game, because you know what's happening a little bit more than you used to in the past. In addition to that, you've talked about the improvements we made to the progression.
Stream a bit better.
I'll
I'll try.
But we made it even faster by allowing you to just spend a ton of blood points
better?
almost instantaneously, and just get it done and get it through with with upgrading your characters and leveling up.
Did it turn up?
Much faster in the blood web?
I can't hear.
It does. And finally, the map repeat prevention feature, which was released a few months ago.
Hello, Paula.
Again, another addition. There's a
How you
lot of
doing,
maps
Paula?
into the game.
Thanks for
Some of
dropping
you might
in.
have felt like, even if you're playing for just an hour, you're often tapping like 2 or 3 times into the same map and such, and this is really preventing that from happening as much as possible, so a very cool addition. We're not going to go too much in detail today, or at least in this specific segment, to talk more about quality of life features, but we'll have 2 new faces, Rafael and Pamela, who are going to be coming up in a future panel and talk to you about some of the projects we have planned, and even show you a few features that we have under works right now and that are going to be coming up in your hands fairly shortly.
Excellent. There's a lot we look forward to sharing with you in this stream today, and we thank you again for an amazing 7 years celebrating Dead by Daylight with us, and we look forward to many more. Next up is our friend Dave Richard to give you a first look at our next upcoming Dead by Daylight chapter. Enjoy.
Dave Rich, the Ledge, Legged.
Hey, I'm Dave Richard, Creative Director of Dead by Daylight. I'm super happy to be with you today to celebrate our 7th anniversary and to show you a first look at our latest chapter and transmission. Let's take a look at the trailer.
Guy. It's brilliant. It's great to the fans. Oh, here we go.
It wasn't programmed to harm the crew. It was supposed to help us build a safer home, but something happened. It became self-aware. It has no empathy. It doesn't feel pain. It learns at an impossible rate, and it won't stop until we are dead. Or worse.
Well, the Singularity, June 13th. Ooh, nice.
As you just saw in the trailer,
Very
this
zombie
original
vibes.
chapter brings
Underwater
us into
vibes.
a completely
Play
new
Zombie.
genre of horror for Dead by Daylight. We are going to explore sci-fi horror.
Oh, they're going into the
This will
sci-fi
bring us
territory.
to a distant, unknown planet.
Lovely stuff.
And will feature characters from a possible future. Traditionally, I would be taking some time with you today to go over the characters and the map of the chapter, but this year we're
That
doing
killer
things
looks
a little
really
bit
good.
differently, with a behind-the-scene video. We want to show you the process of creating a chapter, but also show you new faces that you might not have seen before, of amazing people that are working hard to make
No,
these
they might go
chapters
down the
possible.
alien route.
Let's take a look.
Predator. It's from Montreal.
For the anniversary, we've prepared a very
Canada.
special original chapter.
On a de la chance sur Dead by Daylight d'avoir un lore qui permet beaucoup de flexibilité et de possibilités.
This is a big deal for the Dead by Daylight universe, because we're going to explore a new genre in horror. We're going sci-fi.
Wow, how exciting is this?
I think that any kind of subject and genre can be rewrapped and reimagined as horror, and sci-fi is definitely not an exception. There are three big themes that we wanted to explore.
Yeah,
in that
Montreal
realm. First of all,
lads,
it's
people,
clearly
they usually have that
alien
bit of an
world.
accent.
We wanted you to feel like you are far from home, that you are lost in space. The second one is that we wanted to make sure that the human technology looked weak, lo-fi, so that you never feel safe within these constructions that they've brought on the settlement. And the last thing we've added to the mix are traces of a long-lost alien civilization.
Donc, comme vous pouvez imaginer, toute l'équipe a été très excitée de travailler sur un chapitre pareil, de science-fiction. Le gros challenge et en même temps l'intéressant défi qu'on a eu, ça a été d'amener toute cette consistance, cette relation entre
That
les
killer looks
personnages,
really good,
l'environnement. Tout a
The map
été
looks great.
pensé visuellement pour que le joueur se sente en
I like it.
danger
I like that
constant.
going out in the
Et
sci-fi
la
route.
tension est accentuée par la présence de ce tueur qui est une intelligence artificielle qui se nourrit de l'environnement et qui est intéressé
It's very
par
beautiful.
récupérer plusieurs
It's-
ressources pour se construire un
Game needs a
corps
photo mode.
parfait
It's
pour
a camera
devenir
mode.
l'arme ultime.
Yeah, the map.
Les joueurs vont explorer une jungle hostile et sauvage d'un autre monde. Tout est designé dans cette jungle pour pouvoir tuer.
One aspect I really enjoyed was that it was a jungle, so we could make it super dense, super threatening in the organic design and the design of the plants. Everything kind of looks like it could kill you. We tried to have like very creepy looking texture, very organic texture you would find in nature. We would try to bring it into the designs of the plants and the vegetation in general. The main building, the idea was to show that was a safe space for the characters. As you can see, it's on stilts. It's elevated compared to the map. The idea was to show that the map is very dangerous.
It's a ship,
And
isn't
this
it?
place should be safe for you.
Or is it a hub they
But
built?
the interesting idea we had is that once you get into the structure, it's actually
Oh, look at this.
more dangerous or looks more threatening to you.
Very alien type because they look like they're being put in
The
cocoons,
singularity
cocoons
is an AI
or eggs.
that is supposed to help the human crew settle on this new planet. But while it was scouting, it got in touch with a piece of old alien technology and was enlightened.
I like it.
And now it
Killer
wants
looks
to
amazing.
overthrow and kill all human. So this killer is an interesting take on the cyborg. We're used to see organic character using pieces of machinery to become more powerful. But the singularity is doing it in reverse. It is a simple piece of technology using a cloning technology to get organic material and flesh to become more powerful.
Well, the inspiration of the killer design was, we always wanted to do a sci-fi killer, so you're going to be able to go around the map and set up these biopods, spread your consciousness inside of these biopods, and then if you're able to catch a survivor inside of your reticle, you'll be able to infect them, appear next to them, and then you'll be able to attack them and keep the chase going. One of the important things for survivors is teamwork, trusting each other, working together. So with this killer, one of its abilities in the slipstream is that once a survivor is tagged or infected, you can spread that influence to other survivors, and it does so automatically, so survivors will be less likely to work together, and there'll be more discord between them.
That looks amazing. Yeah, that's Fiverr.
La présence humaine est visible dans la map. on voit une compagnie qui a essayé de coloniser, de trouver sa place dans ce monde. Mais plusieurs signes dans l'environnement que les joueurs découvriront montrent que tout s'est pas très bien passé. Et le dernier survivant de cette expédition loupée, c'est Gabriel.
Our survivor, Gabriel Soma, is quite resourceful. He's able to troubleshoot some pesky issues.
Gabriel Soma, look at that.
To adapt very quickly to
I just said earlier it had a Soma vibe.
Away from the other survivors. He's able to protect the others.
So even though we are in a setting that's so far from home, in the future, we wanted to make sure that Gabriel was a grounded character, that any of us could recognize ourselves in him.
Is that their wink to the influence, like even given the name?
Map. I think it's great that sci-fi is finally in DBD. I think it's going to be fun for them to experience the creepiness and the threatening vibe of this map, and I think they're going to really enjoy it.
C'était un sacré défi. J'espère que les joueurs apprécieront cette relation qu'il y a entre tous nos assets, l'environnement, le personnage, à cause de l'histoire que l'on raconte. Et aussi par le travail qui a été effectué par
I could see the influence straight away.
L'expérience la plus immersive.
It's really good though. I like it.
Possible.
Like, there's no harm in a bit of influence. We get influences everywhere.
For all of our players, survivors, and killers alike.
The locked animation.
Our first original sci-fi chapter and transmission.
As always, you'll be able to play with the content of this chapter during the PTB right after this broadcast. For everyone else, the chapter becomes available on June 13th.
You get to play it today.
I want to take some time and thank all of you, veterans and newcomers alike, to play Dead by Daylight and to be part of this incredible journey with us. I want to wish you a happy 7th anniversary. May
June
the year
13th,
be
but
filled
because
with
it's
fun
the
and
PTB,
surprises.
it's 2 weeks
Next
beforehand.
up, we have Natalie and Jeff
so they're doing the PTB
to talk
straight
about
away.
some gameplay improvement coming this year.
Hi everyone, I'm Natalie.
Look, it's Jeff and
Community Manager for Dead by Daylight, and I'm joined here today with a very special guest.
Amazing.
Hi everyone, my name is Jeff and I'm a game designer on Dead by Daylight.
Thank you so much for joining me, Jeff. I can't wait to talk a little bit more about a topic that is always top of mind for our community, gameplay. So we have some quick updates for you today. Jeff,
oh, it's next week, is it?
Well, as you know, the game design team has
I got too excited.
And updates planned for this year. However, we'll be focusing on 3 specific topics today. We're going to be talking about continued gameplay updates, map balance, and finally, plans to address face camping in Dead by Daylight.
I'm excited to dive into these quick updates, so without further ado, let's jump right in. I know last year we launched one of the biggest perk updates in Dead by Daylight ever, and it significantly shifted the Dead by Daylight perk meta as a whole.
I guess you would.
But that's not what we're going to be talking about today. That's happened in the past. What we're going to be focusing on a little bit more is the process that we're looking to take consistently moving forward as a community and design team when it comes to these gameplay updates. So, Jeff, what more can you share with us on that?
Well, as you said, last year we launched our biggest perk update ever in Dead by Daylight, and it had a significant impact on the perk meta. We saw a lot of perks fall out of the meta and new perks rise to the top.
Jeff,
this was completely natural. Like, the players are the ones that drove this change after the changes went live. And it was super interesting to see, by the way. But moving forward, or for this year, we're not planning to have a major shakeup like we did last year. Instead, we've revisited our live design process to allow us to make changes at a faster rate. Instead, we'll be focusing on smaller, more focused balance updates with each update this year.
That makes a lot of sense, and of course, it's one of the reasons why we listen so closely to player feedback as a whole. But it does sound like we're going to be able to integrate some of that feedback that we're bringing back to your team, and we're discussing when it comes to these kinds of updates a little bit faster than before. Am I right?
Absolutely, and I think the best example for that was the previous PTB that we had. We had a proposed list of changes that went onto the PTB. The community gave a lot of feedback, and your team reported that to us, and we made some small adjustments. Well, we made quite a few adjustments to it, and it went live, and I think that everyone was pretty happy with the result. So our intention with this change is really to give us the flexibility to analyze, adjust, and observe the outcome more frequently. That way, similar to what happened with the previous PTB, if a change doesn't go as we envisioned, we can readjust it before it goes live, and even after it goes live, right? Like, we're still listening for feedback, and we'll make further adjustments if needed.
Exactly. It's this ongoing process that never really ends. So I think that's something really important to highlight. But of course, we know that this doesn't only apply to things like perks and add-ons. We also are aware of some of the comments you folks are leaving about maps. So we are very, very happy to announce that moving forward, we plan on having map balancing as part of these regular gameplay updates as well. What more do you have to say on that, Jeff?
Map balancing, huh?
First, I mean, I can already hear the players rejoicing from really far away because this has been a hot topic for a very long time in Dead by Daylight. And I think you'll agree, and the players probably agree too, that most maps in Dead by Daylight are seen as either killer-sided or survivor-sided. And our goal with integrating into the live design process is really to make them feel more balanced, so creating a more even playing field for both sides. We started this process with the Raccoon City Police Department, then we followed suit with the Area of Crows map, and finally, the most recent ones were Blood Lodge and Gas Heaven. And what's great about these changes is that they can be as small as moving a small location for totems or generators to reviewing pallet safety so we can make a pallet more safe or less safe, to bigger things like changing the map layout or changing building layouts.
Yeah, it's super exciting. I know our team's already coming through a lot of the feedback. Your team's already looking at how we can integrate some of that feedback. But looking for the future a little bit more, what kind of maps are we going to be targeting next? I think I know what it might be.
We need a drum roll over here.
I know.
We really do.
Look at the comics.
Because this one is a big one, and I'm sure that the longtime players will be ecstatic to hear that the next two maps that we're targeting are some of the most notorious maps in Dead by Daylight. I'm talking about two Coldwind Farm maps, Fractured Cowshed and Rancid Abattoir. But what's important to remember is that integrating this into the live design process means that we'll be listening to feedback and making further adjustments as we go.
Yeah, definitely. And it's also one of the reasons why it's so crucial that you let us know what your feedback is regularly through the official channels in particular.
Feedback.
Of course,
feedback
I
in a
believe
nice
we're going to
and
be having this
respectful
update
way.
for Coldwind going live sometime before the end of the summer. So make sure to keep your eyes and your ears peeled for more information. You know I had to sneak in a corny pun. You know it. All right, finally, in terms of our quick updates, we have one more feature that we wanted to discuss, and that is something to do with face camping.
Face camping, what?
So if you're new to Dead by Daylight, if you've never heard this term before, face camping is basically a term used to describe a killer that's standing directly in front of a hooked survivor.
They're not moving,
they're waiting for that hooked survivor to die on hook.
Exciting.
And this is usually happening either for a large portion of the match, if not the entirety of the match. We know that face camping can be very, very unfun for the person on the hook, but of course also the other people in the match. So we're looking to test out a new feature that's going to help combat face camping as a whole. So Jeff, tell us how it works.
Misty?
Well,
I can change that for you if you want.
Is that as an altruistic survivor, it's really difficult for me to play against someone who's face camping because I just want to help and I can't. So I'm stuck
which is always
doing
helping
generators instead, which is fine, but I'd rather help my teammates. But yes, so the way the system works is that the hooked survivor has a meter on their screen, and it fills up based on the killer's distance to the hooked survivor. So the closer the killer is, the faster it fills up. The further they are, the slower it fills up until it doesn't fill up at all because they're not within a certain radius. And once it's full, the hooked survivor can unhook themselves even in the second stage. And what's great about this is that they get the full benefits of being unhooked. So it's as though a teammate had unhooked them, or they unhook themselves with the perks such as Deliverance. So for those of you who don't know, that means they'll get the haste status effect and the endurance status effect. So they're pretty safe.
Killer mans are not going to like this.
That is so awesome to hear. I know folks at home are probably already thinking about a bunch of things on this topic. So I'm going to start by bringing probably one of the questions we're going to get, and that's what happens if the killer is forced to stay by the hook? So there's like multiple survivors swarming the hook. They're forced to stay in that radius. Is there any situation in which this feature might slow down
They'll have to address Tololo because Tololo will overtake the cap.
And yes, there are some scenarios where it either slows down or turns off. So for the first one that you mentioned, where survivors are swarming the hook, as soon as there is one other survivor within that same radius, the meter will build up a lot more slowly. So the killer doesn't have to worry about survivors swarming the hook and being penalized for it. As for the second option that we talked about, which was turning it off, once the exit gates are powered, the feature is completely turned off. So you can defend your only objective, again, without having to worry about the survivor unhooking themselves.
That makes a lot of sense. Of course, we're going to be so eager to hear what you folks are going to say on this matter. And for the most part,
Jesus,
it really
Twitter
does
is
sound like
gonna blow
this
up.
feature is targeting those most egregious cases of face camping.
Twitter
where it's
is
really
going to be on
used kind of
fire tonight.
in a
Jesus.
spot that's way too early in the game, or in a spot that's really not going to make sure that the match is as fun
But this
as
is
possible.
good. This is really good.
With that said, though, when can folks expect to get their hands on this feature? When can they let us know what their thoughts are?
The burning question everyone wants to know. So our plan, which is subject to change, of course, is to have it sometime later this year on a PTB. And as with all PTBs, we'll be listening to feedback and making further adjustments before
Here's
it goes
next
live.
few days are going to be.
And even once it
That's
goes
the
live,
thing. They
we'll
take
still
it
be
out
listening
on
and gathering
everybody for
feedback
the
to
next
make
few
further
days
adjustments,
when
just
these
to make sure
changes
that, you know,
happen.
it's as good as it can be.
They have an
Of
uproar.
course, yeah, and again,
They have
TLDR,
little,
we are eager
tantrums.
to hear those thoughts, so let us have them on the official channels as much as possible. We are always
They're
keeping
going
an
to
eye
take it out on the Swatch.
But I think that's it. That's a wrap for our quick gameplay updates segment. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for joining me, Jeff,
legends.
again.
Thanks for having me.
Jeff. The
It was
amazing
a lot
stuff.
of fun. If you're interested in learning
Amazing stuff.
more about this, please head on over
This is
to
very exciting.
deadbydaylight.com after the broadcast, where there's going to be an in-depth article looking at all three of these topics in a little more detail. Outside of that, of course, more gameplay updates are coming this year, so stay tuned to our official channels
The
to
comics.
hear more news
Look,
on
there's
that.
the sneak peek at the
Finally,
comics.
our next segment is going to feature Raph and Pamela. They're going to be talking a little bit more about some highly anticipated
very.
quality of life improvements that you can expect to see
Yes,
in the
much
game
love to be
soon.
ever.
So you want to stick around. You do not want to miss this.
We'll see
Great
you in the
job,
fog.
Natalie and Jeff. Great job.
All
This is
right,
great.
it's time. Finally, I've been holding this in for too long. I can finally tell you all about our next survivor. Oh. All right, then.
The comics. Tease. Absolute tease.
Hi everyone. Glad to be here to celebrate Dead by Daylight's 7th anniversary.
That was great.
My name is Raphael, producer on DBD, and today I'm pleased to be with Pam as well.
Hi Raph. Hi everyone. My name is Pamela. I'm the lead UI designer on Dead by Daylight as well. And we're so happy to be here today because we want to share with you some of the great quality of life improvements that the team is working really hard for year 8.
So before we dive into the good stuff, today our goal is to give you an idea on when we plan to deliver those upcoming
top is so
features.
good.
That said, you know it is, sometimes priorities and timelines can shift, but we're more dev-focused live stream than ever planned for this year. We'll make sure to keep you in the loop. All right, let's get to it. So Pam, to start, I think you have something that the community has been asking a lot.
Yes. So we all know Dead by Daylight has been live for 7 years now. And if you have been playing the game since the start, there's no way your inventory isn't full of perks, outfits, and charms, and add-ons, and items. Because we did release a lot of content back in the time.
Search bar?
But last year, we did introduce the feature called Loadout Preset, which means that you were able to manage this process a little bit easier.
It's the search bar, isn't it?
But right now, we're so happy
Oh, the
to
DBD
say
earrings. I
that
didn't
we
notice
are
that.
building on this feature even
They're
more,
beautiful.
because we are adding finally the Loadout Search Bar to
There you
help
go.
find
Epic.
quickly whatever
Epic
you're looking
stuff.
for. So on the Loadout Search,
I can
you're
never
just
find the
gonna need to
perks.
type
Even
in
though
either
they're
the name
alphabetical,
of
I
the
can never
thing
find the
you're looking
perks that I
for,
want.
or just a word within the description, and it will find for you instantly.
So let's say I'm looking for the perks affecting generators. I just type in
So I hope it's just like one,
and voila, all the
one or two letters,
perks
and it
will
starts.
be displayed.
Exactly.
Oh,
You know,
I can see how it's
weaning
gonna be
them
a
out.
huge help for our players.
Yes, and not just that. We're happy to say that this feature is also going to be available in all platforms, and you
This
won't
is really
have to
good.
wait for it longer either to test it, because this feature is going to be available today on the PTB update that we're going to be releasing right
Yeah,
after this
I never
podcast.
noticed the
Amazing.
disclaimer
We
because I
really
got
hope
too
you're gonna
excited
enjoy
there
it.
earlier.
Yes.
Oops.
So as we're talking about improvements in players
Thank you for the
and in the
confirmation,
player
Witch.
experience, Raph, I know you have something really interesting for us today.
Yeah, we got a lot of requests on this feature. All DBD players know that sometimes when a survivor disconnects, well, it put the rest of the group at huge
That's when you know it's
disadvantage.
pre-recorded.
And it's safe to say that at this point,
I'd say they'd
it's
have
not
to
gonna be
pre-record.
an
A
ideal
lot of the
experience.
staff would be very
So
nervous
that's
if this
why
was
with
live.
our
they'd be probably
upcoming
tripping over the
feature,
words and everything, you
once
know.
a survivor
So
will
they probably have a
disconnect,
few takes.
an AI bot will take over so that the game can continue, and who knows, maybe
She's
this
Brazilian,
bot
the
will
accent,
be even
you can
better
tell,
than
yeah.
the player who just disconnected. So, joking aside, we really hope this will alleviate frustration and help matches to run more smoothly.
Yes, and also to make sure that no one is left in the dark, what we're gonna do is, as soon as a bot spawns in, every survivor and every killer on the game, they're gonna be made aware through the UI, as well as a sound cue. Whenever they see there is a survivor disconnected
How are you today?
bot
Thanks for
in
dropping
the
in.
match they're playing.
Are you excited, Dread?
And right now, we plan to release the feature this summer.
Yeah.
So for the next feature, if you're playing online game, I'm pretty sure you're gonna recognize what Pam is about to mention.
Yes, this is something that we are super excited because
Sorry, Chair.
the team is
I'm
really
sorry,
working hard
Chair's
and trying to
so
come up with
excited
an
right now.
entirely new type of cosmetics. So you'll be able to showcase your personality on Dead by Daylight even more. So what we're talking about here is the player cards. And what means for us on Dead by Daylight is, alongside your name, you're probably gonna be able to assign a background or a banner and an icon. And you will be able to earn those cosmetics during the fall. This is where we're planning. But the idea is they're gonna start as standard rewards in every tome, and we're still gonna be working on other ways for you to earn those cosmetics in the future. So we're not stopping
It's
there.
burning of excitement.
That's
It is.
awesome. Can't wait to share my
It is
custom
indeed.
icons and banners.
Yes. One last thing, Raph, I know you have something that ties everything that we're talking about here related to improvements.
Yeah, as we said today, we're constantly working on making DBD a safer, but also a more secure environment for all players. And the report system is an integral part of that. Right now, how it works, at the end of the game, if a player wants to report people because of bad conduct, hacking, or other reason, they can. But let's be honest, there is not much visibility on that process. But it's important to say that our team has always been committed to taking action on this report.
Yes, always report.
Soon, thanks to our upcoming feature, the player report feedback, we will let you know when an action has been taken against the player you reported.
And also to highlight
wow,
even
that
more,
is a big,
not only
big thing.
every report that every player does is really appreciated, but we are really taking serious and having those actions done, on our side.
Yeah, and as for now, we plan to release the feature over
because
the summer.
did he actually let you on the website? They know if they've taken action or not with your report, but you have to go through the website and stuff.
Thank you, Raph.
So they're applying that, I think, to the game now.
Ahead for the world of Dead by Daylight.
I think it's great.
Enjoy the rest of the broadcast.
Ciao.
Ciao. Comic series. Just pre-order your comics. I think they're released next week, aren't they? That's very. Look at the artwork. The artwork is so good. And remember, you get a charm if you get the comic, by the way. So you get a charm in-game to use in-game. Oh wow, those! Oh look at these covers. Oh wow, that cover on the right there was really good. Next Era of Horror recap. I'm still yet to try Dead by Daylight mobile. Some of the skins on mobile are very good. Same. Their FMVs, like their movies, are getting really good. skin looks really good. Jealous.
Hi, I'm Stephen Mulrooney, Executive Vice President of Digital at Behavior Interactive. As someone who's been on Dead by Daylight since the very beginning, it's been amazing to see the ways both the game and its community have grown. We've added a lot to DBD over the past 7 years, with a mobile game, comic books, a board
completely
game,
different
full-time
team doing
youth,
mobile,
and
though.
even the Dead by Daylight movie on the way. We've become a franchise with something for everyone.
The mobile
Today,
game does
I'm happy to
has some
announce that we're
really,
gearing up to get
really
even
amazing
bigger,
skins.
expanding
People
Dead
are
by
begging
Daylight
for
beyond our core
to
game and
transfer
giving
those
players
skins over
more
into
ways
the main
into the
game
fog than ever
on
before.
PC and console and stuff.
To bring these new experiences to life, we're collaborating with some amazing studios, one with expertise in multiplayer games, and another with expertise in interactive narratives. So with that, let's hear a little bit more about what they've been up to.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they bought a studio in England.
We're obviously all horror fans here at Supermassive and massive fans of Dead by
Oh, wait,
Daylight.
this is
Now
a
we're
collaboration,
thrilled to be
sorry.
collaborating with Behavior on a brand new single-player
But they did
interactive
buy a
story
studio
game
in Britain
set
recently.
in the terrifying omniverse of Dead by Daylight.
We've been working hard to blend the tension, agency, and branching storytelling of a supermassive game together with Dead by Daylight's mythology to create an intense narrative experience.
Don't tell me
filled
they're
with
doing-
powerful life or death choices.
Are they going to do
Our game will be
a
set
narrative-based
outside
Dead
the
by
entity's realm
Daylight?
and feature the
In
story
the vein
of
of
a new
like
cast of characters who players
Until
will
Dawn?
follow for an unprecedented experience beyond the fog.
This is a whole new way for horror fans to experience
No
Dead
way.
by
Are
Daylight.
they gonna
and
do
we
it?
couldn't be more excited to share it with the world. So stay tuned.
No
We'll have
way.
more to reveal
Seriously.
later this year.
It's been almost a year since Midwinter joined the Behavior family to work on a brand new project set in the Dead by Daylight universe. One of the things we love most about the world of Dead by Daylight is the infinite possibilities. We thought about the game's multiplayer action, which we love, and reimagined it in a
Yeah, they
completely
did those
new way.
games.
The themes in our
Oh.
game will center around greed and the lust for power. These will be present in both the gameplay itself and in the stories of the characters who were tempted to enter a strange new corner of the entity's realms. Our vision is to create a multiplayer PvE experience.
I really
where
like
instead
it.
of facing off
I
against
think
each
that would
other,
be
up to
like I
4
would buy that
players
straight
will
away.
team up, enter
Like
another
if
one
it's
of
in the same
entity's
vein
realms,
of like
and
the
take on a
Quarry and
host of
Until
deadly
Dawn.
enemies that occupy it.
Definitely.
This project
I'm
is still
like
in
itching with
very
excitement
early
now.
stages. We are really excited about what we're doing and can't wait to share more as we go.
Stay tuned for more.
Never played them. Oh, you need to play them. They're
7
really
years
good.
in, and the world of Dead by Daylight
I
has
still
never
have to
felt
play
bigger.
the. I
I'm so
actually have to
excited
play
that
the
players
Quarry,
will have 2
but
new ways
Until
to
Dawn
explore
is
the
absolutely
entity's realm.
phenomenal.
There's still a lot of work to do before we'll have more to share.
Oh,
but
too.
Just follow Dead by
Take my
Daylight,
money,
and
yeah.
we'll make sure you're the first to know.
I'm so antsed up now, thinking
Hi,
that there's going to
everyone.
be a
I'm
game
Xavier.
that
It's
that like
Art
kind of
Director.
that vein.
Hi everyone, I'm Rosalie, Senior Product Manager.
We're super happy to be back with you today to talk about all the new exciting content coming to the Dead by Daylight store over the next year.
Oh, store
Rose,
updates.
It's been 7 years.
Take my money,
What a
indeed,
long
my
journey.
bearded.
What a long journey, what a beautiful journey, but 7 years old, wow. Dozen of
You should definitely try Paul. There's so many like different variations of the same story. Like
by our art departments.
Like there's different outcomes. Like
along the
characters
years,
can
we
do like
provided to our players
they could get into trouble. They could get
when it
into
comes to how to represent
certain
themselves
situations
in the
that can
Some would say too many.
get them either
Yes,
killed or something.
it's a
I'm
lot
trying not to
about
spoil
it.
it though.
And more are coming. And,
Do get them.
And today
They should be
I
cheap
think
as
we
well.
should share more about it. You know,
Okay.
about what's coming.
We're ready to share.
Yeah. And also we have a special guest joining us later to discuss about this unique
I completely
collection
agree with that,
we
Paula.
work on together. So yeah, maybe we should start.
Okay, so Dead by Daylight is a game, as you all know, that's known for its great soundtrack. And we're always on the lookout for opportunities to explore like the music scene in particular in our cosmetics. And we have 2 collections coming in the next year that, well, although they've just come together and we don't really have any dates yet, but we really couldn't resist sharing. So here goes. First off, Dead by Daylight is partnering with heavy metal legends
No way.
Iron Maiden.
Are you serious?
On a collection built around the iconic
Jesus
Eddie,
Christ.
who, well, let's be honest, he
No
fits
way.
right into our game, right? All of the cosmetics in this collection will be like
Jesus.
portraying his many album cover appearances, which are super cool.
We all know
And
Jeff's going to
secondly,
get them,
we're
probably.
thrilled to be partnering with Slipknot on a collection
Oh,
that
no way!
showcases
Jesus
many
Christ.
of their trademark masks. We'll be making
Are you serious
9
to get the
masks in total,
trademark masks?
paying tribute to some of the band's most iconic members over the years.
No
Well,
way.
All four Killers, of course.
No bloody way.
So yeah, as we said, it's really early for both of these collections.
My God.
But we'll share more news as we get to work on them.
Slipknot's one of my favorite bands.
What's next?
Yeah,
Jesus
I think
Christ.
It's a good time to talk about our community, you. Our community, I mean, since the beginning of Dead by Daylight, they are super important for
Imagine being
us.
chased with
and
psychosocial
we were
in the
attached
background.
to put the spotlight
Yeah.
on them on
But getting the
unique store
masks.
collection since a while. Because, you know, like we have
Like their
fans
masks
all
are
around the world
iconic,
who are also
Slipknot's
really
masks.
talented and creative artists.
For sure.
And even if it's not the first time we showcase their work in the store, organizing
The competitions,
the
right? We
competition,
did that before.
exactly to appear in game. This year, we would like to take it a step further and unifying our inspirations, passion, guidelines to build something new together.
Wow.
And the result of it is the artists from the Fog collection. So I remember when we asked to our community to submit their work. And
We got
hundreds, we
Pete Smythe did something with Slipknot too.
plenty
That's
of
really
amazing
cool.
applications, and we had to select some of them. So I remember we selected 4 winners from Poland, US, Spain, Canada. There is also a 5th contributor, as you know. We'll keep it for later. Featured on that collection, but we
They're very
invited
good.
them to select their favorite character. It was important, and we're super lucky because we ended up with a split of 2 survivors and 2 killers. So balance was
That's perfect.
was perfect. And,
Oh, wow,
and
look at
then
that.
we met and we
That one looks very
share with
beautiful.
them all these things they need to know to work on our outfits, like the technical constraints, the lore,
How to mix and match.
The skins are really,
etc.
really beautiful.
Everything they needed before giving them the really precious maximum creative freedom to start their designs. And next, we did this regular follow-up with them, and we achieved beautiful and functional designs, still respecting the artist's intentions, but also our needs. And yeah, we have. It was an incredible collaboration. We have
Having the
beautiful
twins
outfits
playing again.
because I think like all these creativity, these ideas, their design, they brought to our game, our fresh approach to it, new eyes. So it's yeah. I mean, I'm super happy with the results.
Can't
So
believe we
thanks
got the
again
Slipknot on our
for
main
these
team.
artists to work on that collection was great.
That's great to hear.
Yes.
And also we have that 5th artist that we invited ourselves to be a part of the Artists from the Fog collection.
Yes.
She's an industry veteran, as you know, known for her fantastic work on like Okami, Bayonetta, the Evil Within series, and of course Ghostfire Tokyo. We're incredibly excited to have her joining us today to share a little bit about her designs. Welcome, Ikumi Nakamura.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome. Hi, I'm Ikumi Nakamura. Dead by Daylight のコミュニティの皆さん、こんにちは。よろしくお願いします。
Wow, very talented.
Welcome, Ikumi-san.
Hi.
I think
It's great
she's
having you
working
here
on the
today.
new-
But before we get into the outfits you created for
new
Dead
game
by
by
Daylight,
the
we
guys
wanted to
who made
ask you
Silent
first,
Hill
could
as
you share
well.
with us what draws you to horror? And like, was it something that you liked growing up? And like, what's so unique to you about creating art in this genre?
なるほど。ホラーに惹かれる理由は、私もともとお父さんが小さい頃からホラー映画とかホラーのゲームをたくさん与えられて育てられたので、正直惹かれる理由はあんまりよくわからないんです。なぜかというと、自分の体のなんか細胞の中にホラーが染み込んでて、ホラーがあると絶対見るし、ホラーの作品があるとすごい気になっていつも見ちゃうし、でもやっぱりホラーってなんだろう、こう掘り下げていくと結局のところ人の死とか人の生きるとかが描かれていて、非常に多様性があるジャンルだなと思って惹かれるんだと思います。
And you're creating 3 outfits for this collection, each featuring a character that really, really resonates with our Japanese fans. Could you share with us what stood out the most about each of them to you?
一人は、キラーの寒山鬼ですね。で彼は、呪いの、消しの鬼なので、私の住む国の日本の、文化を取り入れた、呪詛の時に着る服をアウトフィットとして寒山にデザインさせていただきました。でリジョンのジュリさんは、
wow, Jesus, look at this.
彼女は狂気的な学生の気持ちを持っている女の子だと思っているので、それを表すためにそういう私たちの文化であるスクールガールの衣装をアウトフィットで彼女にあげてみました。でもう一人がユイで、バイクを乗っているたくましい女性だなって思って大好きなんですけれども、そんな彼女の私生活とか、彼女が原宿とか行ったらどんな格好をするんだろうって見たくて、そのデザインをしてみました。
We'd also love to learn more about the whole process and your inspiration for the creation of the design.
キャンドルを頭につけてるんですけど、それはプレイヤーから見たら、寒山が来た、隠れなきゃって分かるような目印にもなるし、ゲーム的な意味もつけてデザインにしてます。で、もう一人のジョリーさんに関しては、もともと4人で、リージョンじゃんだから4人デザインしたらいいのかなと思って4人デザインしちゃったら、1人でいいですって言われて、分かりましたっつって言ってジョリーさんをデザインさせていただいて、で今80年代とか70年代のポップカルチャーが非常に世界的にも流行しているので、そこの時に生きていた学生さんといえば、ヤンキーとスケバンだと思って、そのアウトフィットを彼らにあげました。でユイに関しては女の子のじゃないですか。だから彼女のが本当に私生活できるのをすごく見たいって思ったのがまず第一で、次に彼女のいつもはバイカーの衣装を着てるからわからないんですけど、実際彼女が可愛い服を着た時にどれだけキラーから傷つけられてる姿が見れるのかもっと見たかったんで、比較的薄着にして彼女がキラーから逃げやすいように動きやすいようにしてスポーティーなスタイルを取り入れました。
Well, thanks again for joining us today, Ikumi-san. The outfits look really amazing, and we can't wait for fans around the world to enjoy them. So the Artist from the Fog collection, featuring work from Ikumi Nakamura, will be available in the Dead by Daylight in-game store this summer.
Oh, it's very close as well to release.
One more thing. I have a last announcement.
What?
And
Ikumi
it will be a nice piece of nostalgia for any long-time fans of Behavior. Because we have our team, our big team, and an important part of this team worked on a game a long time ago named Naughty Bear.
Oh my god.
Naughty Bear, Naughty Bear. You know, this game featured a bear living in his happy community.
Did you ever play Naughty Bear?
But he's going on a murderous rampage after they didn't invite him to a party. I mean, what an iconic character, super interesting, and we were attached to bring it to the game since a while. And
you can see the template for Dead by Daylight there as well. There's all there's bear traps and
I've been asking for it.
Yeah, I know, and it's
and lockers
coming
and stuff.
Soon, this year is coming.
Oh, wow!
And we will attach a cosmetic. It will be part of the Trapper cosmetics, and we will give him a royal treatment. It will be a lot of fun for players.
Is this going to be for the Trapper?
Awesome.
That is hilarious, man. That is hilarious.
All these announcements, all the outfits coming this year.
That is so good.
And
him going to be chasing you around the maps.
Ikumi Nakamura to be here with us today was a huge pleasure.
It's going to be brilliant.
Stay tuned.
Oh, I'll be getting that straight away. There's no doubt.
Up next to talk about the in-game celebration for the 7th anniversary.
Yeah, much love to Behavior.
Thank you for watching. Bye.
Trapper out gully. My God.
All right. This time for real. Okay.
Cut! Matt.
Seriously?
We've talked about this.
No, but
what's so hard? We've been doing this for 5 years together.
But I can do it right now. It's like 2 minutes.
Wait
Seriously.
For your cue.
No, but...
Hey there, I'm Sarah
I love it.
Robinson. I'm one of
Ah,
the associate
Sarah,
art directors
Jeed.
on Dead by Daylight. I help out with
Sarah,
a number of areas of
Jeed.
the game, but events are definitely one of my favorites.
And I'm Gene Escalante, a senior game
Two
designer on
amazing-
Dead by Daylight.
amazing
and I'm
people.
focused on the
Amazingly
events.
talented.
And I'm so glad that I get to be here with Sarah, as 7 years ago, when I first became a fan of DVD, she helped me get my very first tattoo, which was
By the way,
Ultimate,
this is
just 2 months
this is
after
the voice of
game's release.
Claudette. By the way, everybody.
Thank you.
No problem. Happy.
Sarah here. She's the voice of
Okay.
Claudette.
So, Gene, there's lots to celebrate this year. And we're kicking things off early this year with a month of in-game activations leading up to the anniversary event. So tell us more about these activations.
Exactly. So each week we will be celebrating a different 2-year period of Dead by Daylight's history. So that'll include characters,
Don't recognize that
maps,
she has
and
to scream.
mechanics that were
You need
introduced
to
during
scream.
those periods. So for example,
injured.
week 1 will be featuring the Blood Hunts. Week 2 will then be doubling the Rift fragments for your Rift Pass. And in week 3, we will be inviting you, the players, to vote for a community choice event, which will occur during the Chapter 28 release. And once the anniversary event goes live, we'll be doing giveaways for previous anniversary cosmetics, including outfits and the Year 5 crowns.
Twisted Masquerade was a huge hit last year. And this year, we're bringing it back bigger and better than ever. But the host of the Twisted Masquerade has actually stepped out of the shadows this year and has lent their certain special kind of decorating skills to our in-game event. What can players expect to see?
Well, the host has introduced a lot of various artworks throughout various areas of the game, so you'll definitely want to check those out. And yeah, Father Campbell's Chapel has gone through a complete masquerade makeover, and it
Jesus.
looks incredible. But
It does look
this
incredible.
host seems to have brought along some mysterious masked figures. What are these like weird ghostly spirits? Who or what are they? If you want to find out, you're going to have to take a closer look.
Speaking of masked figures, we're bringing back Masquerade Mask this year. We have 12 new masks for 12 new characters. But getting your hands on them last year was a little tricky. For killers, you had to make it through your trial.
Oh, wow.
And for survivors, you had to actually make it through the exit gate. So how have we
Oh,
improved
that
things
nurse
for
one
this
looks
year?
Well,
amazing.
the invitations that came
Jeff,
out last
yeah,
year,
Jeff
Sarah,
gets one there.
They'll be back. But this time, invitations will be holding charges, and you'll use those charges to kind of mess with the opposition while you're in chase.
Phoenix
So
mask.
if you're a survivor, what you'll be able to do is block the window vaults so the killer can't pursue you, and you'll also be able to spawn a pallet, which can be used in an
Oh, wow.
emergency, but it'll break right upon use. Killers, on the other hand, they'll be able to reduce the impact of a stun, remotely break a pallet or a breakable wall, and survivors better watch out about this one, they will be able to inflict the exposed status effect on you once they've reached a tier of bloodlust. But in order to get your cosmetic, you will need to make sure that you are holding on to at least one charge by the time that an exit opens, and that's either the exit gate or the hatch. So our players are going to have to decide what is ultimately more important to them, exhausting the charge to help them in a time of need, or getting that brand new mask.
Oh, it's such a tough
Mixing up the
choice.
gameplay a bit,
But
I
I
like.
love the players have a mechanic now where they can gain these masks without having to escape the trial. So beyond the mask, we have a number of excellent unlockable cosmetics as part of the Twisted Masquerade event tome, including 2 brand new outfits. Last year, our guests of honor were Hattie and the Dredge as part of our Roots of Dread chapter. But this year, we're highlighting 2 fan favorites, Nia and the Hillbilly. We also
Wow,
have
look at these.
a number of playfully chaotic charms for you
Amazing.
to collect. It's worth noting, though, that all of last
Very
year's cosmetics, masks,
Are we gonna play enough to
outfits
get all
are
the
going to be
masks?
available in the store.
Suit charges.
So if you missed
Or
out on
use
anything,
charges.
now's your chance
I'd
to
say
go
we
collect
will.
them.
Don't worry.
And keeping
We'll all
track
help
of
each
those
other out to
collections
get
is
the
gonna be
masks.
much easier this year. So
We have
the
each
event
other.
pop-up now is multi-tabbed. So you'll be able to find a collection tab and a store tab. In the collection tab, you'll find anything that can be earned through event gameplay or through the event tome. And in the store tab, you'll be able to find anything that we want to feature that is event related. And in there, you'll be able to find the Feng Min and the Ghostface outfits, which are brand new Twisted Masquerade outfits. So be sure to check those out.
We've got one more thing coming as part of the anniversary event, don't we, Jean? This year, we're debuting a new kind of challenge condition, random perks. This is exactly what it sounds like. You roll the proverbial dice, and your loadout is equipped with those random perks. So this is a condition you might see on challenges that ask you to heal a survivor or down a survivor, for example.
Like this.
And last but not least, we're bringing back community challenges. So this is a great time for the whole community to get together, to work together and unlock additional rewards.
Perfect for streaming,
Exactly,
I agree.
Sarah. And we
It's
will
like
be
perk
there
roulette.
ready to support you guys through those community challenges.
wait to get no midair
So make sure to
with
stay
self-care
tuned
and
and don't
industry.
forget that the road to anniversary
That'd be
content
hilarious.
starts today.
And that is a wrap on the 7th anniversary show for Dead by Daylight and another year of content reveals. Thank you so much for joining us
Days
and
of work
spending the day with
behavior.
us here. It's been as
Spoiling
exciting
us
as I
rotten.
hoped it would be. I hope you've enjoyed it.
That was
And
very
don't
good.
forget that the PTB for End transmission is live
Are we
right
getting the
now.
tease as well
So if
for
you're on
Nicolas
PC,
Cage,
you
are
can
we?
jump over and start testing out things that were just revealed in the show today, which is pretty special. So thanks once again to our dev team back at the
Eric,
studio.
wait.
Thanks. Oh, right.
I have one last thing, seriously, before we
Please.
finish. I know we had some great reveals today, but I have one last thing that I'm super thrilled to talk about. We are welcoming into the fog this year someone, I mean, it's a brand new survivor, like we've never done before.
Okay, so
he's an
gonna be
amazing
Survivor.
actor with a career that spans decades. He's done everything, all the greatest movies you've ever seen. He's been in the
That's
horror
amazing.
world for a while with
So is
cult
Eric.
classics, the cosmic horror. He will be joining the fog this summer. We are so excited to have him with us.
There's nothing more powerful than imagination.
Is it the same teaser?
It can shape the fabric of reality, transforming everything you may think you know.
Boom. Boom. We love it. Ah. I guess because they put it forward, like, so this was the big reveal. I'd say they were heartbroken by it, like, but still, it's amazing.